two. Those two are very inconsistent, what they say. As well as it's rubbish she talks as well. She talks rubbish about some people as well. Just because she's jealous, obviously. I agree with Daniel there. A number of black women are better looking than her. Never mind white women. They're far better looking than her, some of them. Some of them are, let's face it. Yeah, what a bloody joke. Those white people have got lovely hair, a number of them. How are their hair or skin better than any white person?
I know, I bet someone asked so, would it? So, otherwise, someone that's just ugly per se would, you know, all good-looking people, you know, do that. Though. I'd say people that are just good-looking or ugly, that'd be, yeah. Someone's looks has nothing to do with their personality anyway, has it?
Right, they've got copper colour hair, lightish ginger hair, brown hair, dark brown hair, mid-brown hair, they've got black hair, lovely golden flaxen blonde hair, white people have got. She's jealous or something, and as for their skin, how's their skin not just as nice or nicer than some black people's skin? What a ridiculous thing to say. She's just bloody jealous of white women, that's right, let's face it, she's jealous of white people in one breath. And yet her mother's white, how bizarre can you get when your mother's white like that? I don't understand that. I agree with Daniel there. Daniel agrees. How on earth are white people not got ugly hair? They've got some of them, if anything.
Some people are just different, even then. Yeah, but that's not even relevant, is it? Some things, you know,
it's not just all frizzy. Why do they straighten their hair, some black people, to look like white women then?
I know, they don't like it, I know, or the other way around, I know, some people...
Some black women are not anti-white women, like she is. She's
anti-white just per se, aren't they? They're sometimes not much going for them people per se.
She's anti-white people per se at times. She's also anti-white people in one breath, let's face it. I mean, she is. She's just jealous. Look at all the differences with white people, just for a start. The amount of variation with white people. That's why I can't see how, honestly, how
they don't make themselves their looks anyway, do they, per se?
White people have got more variation with looks than some other people have.
Yeah.
That couldn't be
more it's about race, I'd say people per se. Some people attack people for irrelevant things, you know, unjustified per se, aren't they?
Right, some
yeah, we know they have,
yeah. Very straight. Mine is wavy, yours is quite wavy. Daniel's is certainly very wavy at the ends.
Well, no, some people, you know...
So how white people not got so many different kinds of hair even alone? Frizzy hair, bloody straight hair, bloody fine hair, coarse, you know, more coarse hair. Look at all the differences that white people have got, even with their colouring. Their colour, bloody complexions even, never mind skin tone even, never mind, you know, their actual colour hair and everything else. How many black people have got naturally ginger hair or fucking blonde hair without dyeing it? Very rarely, and that will only be a mixed race person that might have blonde hair, curly blonde hair, that has been born with one black parent, part black parent. And that's only where somebody's only a little bit black.
Yeah, you say if someone's like mixed race, or then they might have, you know,
black people or Asians in general,
different colouring then,
apart from the Pashtuns or people who've got European blood. Now, how many of them have got fucking red hair or blonde hair for a start?
No,
we've got more variation in looks and colour than fucking any race, really, any culture, continent, really. I don't care what anyone says. How different Europeans even look from each other.
Well, no, some of them do, yeah.
Ronaldo, how does he not look quite different in his skin tone and everything to you for a start? That's why
or different per se, don't they, their features. Some Asians, Africans look quite a bit different to each other in their features. Just in their colouring, they're not the amount of different colouring that people, that Europeans have.
Saying that is laughable. Because how on earth do the Slavs, for a start, look like the British anyway? Apart from being white, how do the Ukrainians look like the British very much, their eyes? Even their eyes alone they don't, generally speaking, do they? They don't look very much like the British. Some of the fucking Danes and Germans look more like the English than they do, don't they? Their eyes alone, how do they not look quite different looking, don't they? Apart from being white, how do they not look quite different looking to some of the English, the Ukrainians? They're quite different look in their eyes, aren't they, for a start? But you'd say that the average Ukrainian looks like an average British man or woman. I wouldn't say so, would you? Wouldn't you agree that some of the Scandinavians or Germans look more like the English than they do? Or the Dutch look more like the English than they do?
Yeah.
I certainly would do. Oh no, she's doing that shaky mouth.
No.
Somebody saw you and didn't know what race you were. They wouldn't think you were East European, I wouldn't have thought, or Ukrainian, would they? That black bloke saying that on there that time, I thought, oh come on, you're just trying to play the fucking race card again, do you see what I mean? So how's he not trying to virtually play the race card? That you're actually going to say that some people treat them differently if they were, you know, at the time than Ukrainians coming here? I don't think so. I don't think that would be the case in most people's case. Some people might not particularly want some of the Ukrainians here. You're going to tell me that every British person particularly welcomes them here? There's going to be every British person virtually.
Well, also I want some people.
There's going to be some people just for the fact that, you know, they're non-British. They wouldn't be. But I'm not saying they're fucking
racist and self-nationalistic, or
particularly racist.
some people are nationalistic, aren't they? At least, yeah.
They still might also be a bit resentful of minority people. Don't tell me that couldn't be even possible. Well, those Kosovans that time, yeah, and those bastards in Thanet. Who'd want to send them there?
Yeah.
Fucking British people don't deserve to be sent there, some of them.
No.
Parts of fucking Thanet, never mind fucking... Would you want to go there and be bloody Kosovo?
No.
I wouldn't wish that place, some places on there. Fucking racist, fucking evil bastards they are in some of those places. Agree with that, Mark McKinnon? So at least in Birchington, it's okay there. So it's not bad there. Birchington, he agreed with Daniel. He said, but cool, parts of Thanet. He said, I wouldn't live there myself. He said,
no, he may not have any bloody trouble per se,
no, he hasn't. He said he likes it in Birchington. It's quite quiet there, he said. So no, it's all right there. I agree with your mum, he said. But no, he said Margate and some places there's a different kettle of fish. I wouldn't want to be Kosovan and be there. I agree with the bird. I wouldn't want to be either in some of those places. Or in Dover. Would you want to be Kosovan there? I wouldn't want to particularly. No, I wouldn't either. Fucking racist bastards, some of them. So they're like that to other Europeans. Why would they want some other people here particularly?
No.
That stands to bloody reason, doesn't it? As you say, they don't particularly want some other Europeans here. Why would they want some other people here, I suppose? Don't tell me I agree with Roger Gale there that nobody voted for that out of racism. That.
Oh no, that'd be a lie, wouldn't it? For anyone
we know that some people voted for that, mainly because of our bloody racism. They thought there's going to, oh, there won't be too many people coming in the country and all this and that, they probably thought. And, you know, they're just embittered, aren't they? They imagine that everyone else is getting everything and they're not. Well, that's nothing to do with that. That's down to the government. If things are not fair, that's down to this flipping government, like their predecessors that are in the wrong. You can't blame some of them. I mean, if I was in their position, I suppose, and that was given to me in a country, I suppose you would bloody take it, this and that. I don't blame all of these people. I don't blame all of them. It's the system that you need to, you know, criticise, if anything. It's not all down to them. It does annoy me when people like Chowdhury, who shouldn't morally even be here.
No. Even people like him.
This and that, and then you don't even get back in here.
Yeah.
And he's probably capable of working anyway in his case, but still. People like him get a load of money, and yet other people don't even get any that are British. That does annoy me. Because he shouldn't even be in the bloody country, but still. Somebody like him, he shouldn't even bloody be here, but still.
No.
Even morally, he shouldn't even be here. Rateable legally, the things he's been involved with that he should. Yeah, okay, when he mentions him, rat boy, that's fair enough. But then why doesn't he go on about ISIS and people like that?
Does he? He does that
All
just to
the
make a
other
name for
people.
himself, just to make himself.
I don't like Andrew and Chav.
Keep in with
either,
people.
So I would agree with him about that. I would have thought quite a number of people would do in the country, but still. He's a scumbag, that's why. It's nothing to do with him being Pakistani, it's the fact he's a scumbag. Who would want that? Hell would want that bloody thing in the country? He shouldn't be here anyway. I agree he shouldn't be here. But then, mind you, if I had my way, I wouldn't have fucking rat boy in the country.
No, I wouldn't.
He's a shitbag. So
Piece of crap like him, I
I
know.
wouldn't bloody want him in the country if I had a choice in the matter. And once again, not because of his fucking race, because he's what he's bloody like. He's a shitbag.
He is evil through and
Who'd
through.
want bloody somebody who's non-British like him being in the country? And let's be honest about it. There's a few British people I'd like thrown out the country if that was possible.
Yeah.
Frankly, to some
That's put my
bloody
buddy in Moat
island
Island,
somewhere.
that.
Quite
Fight amongst
possibly,
themselves.
A few of them like Daniel, agrees that some of them I'd bloody like thrown out the country if I was able to. Bloody send them somewhere altogether, let them fight and get on with it. All these bloody shitty people. And these racist bloody idiots as well, cool. Bad as each other some of these people are. And even if Wendy wasn't remotely racist, she'd still be, I agree with you, still be a shitbag either way.
Yeah.
People keep making that point about her. That still doesn't alter the fact that she's an idiot. She's an idiot, even some of her arguments are completely, they're illogical, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh.
She can't give any evidence why she even thinks those McCanns are okay. She can't actually give any reasons why. I could give you reasons why I say they're not okay. Various things, reasons I could say that I don't think they're okay. I think they're a pair of hypocrites as well. And I think the
well, she's a social climber anyway, that Wendy.
Yeah, she is. She's a hypocrite because she thinks they're to be looked up to. And yet that was somebody in a council flat working in a factory. She'd be calling him irresponsible, I no doubt, wouldn't she?
Yeah.
She's the kind of person. As people agree
Oh,
with
she's a
me.
hypocrite, that Wendy, through and through, like
Which
Jupiter.
the media would do.
Like Buddy, that Jupiter
The
is.
media would be calling them that as well, wouldn't they? I tell you what, and Daniel agrees with me, that if
Hypocritical,
that had been
some
the case,
people.
they would have had the social services on their
Well, of course they
doorstep
would.
the minute that plane touched the ground. I'll tell you that now. For those other two children, they would have done. They would have done, and you know they would have done. They'd have had an interim care order on those two children. There'd been a couple living in a council house in the other part of Leicester, not in the countryside, in a big house, and they hadn't been a pair of doctors. They would have had the social services round their place like a shot, wouldn't they? You know that as well as I do.
Yeah.
They'd have been investigating them, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Once again, it's the same old story. It's the class thing in this country and who they are. And Wendy's impressed by that. That's what I told her. She didn't answer me. If I was talking a load of bollocks, then why didn't she answer me then? I said, you're a social climber. You're impressed.
Well, she knows some things are true, doesn't she?
You're impressed by them, Wendy, aren't you? Yeah. I made that point to her. I said, if they were a couple working in a factory, living in a council house, would you be so pro them then? Because you're a snob, I said, anyway, in your case.
Yes.
She's a snob anyway.
Jumped up, I know.
Yes, she's
Got no reason to be in her case, just jumped up nobody.
Would all these people keep giving this person...
Oh, and a number of feminazi
I've
friends.
never heard of poor Andrew Godson.
Feminist friends.
Parents being given any money to help find him or anything. Has anyone ever given them any money? Or even given them the amount of publicity that girl has had? I mean, these so-called people, where are they then? What's happening to them? I've never heard any more about it on the news even. What is going on? Are they two people from the elite or something? Makes you
Must
wonder,
be,
doesn't it?
yeah.
Because they're some of the worst anyway that are involved with that. They're some of the worst ones of the lot, but still.
Yeah.
There's something very fishy there, if you ask me. It doesn't add up. Because who are these
No, it doesn't add up
two
to me,
people
no.
that are meant to have been investigating charged and everything. I've never heard any more about it. Why aren't they telling people?
No, I don't know. Same, I guess, because it's yours. Well, yeah.
No, I noticed that when
Well,
some
but it's
kids
somebody
have
high
gone
up,
missing,
isn't
you
it?
barely even hear about some kids that have gone missing. Even some ones that have been younger than him. You barely even hear about them. That's what annoys me. I'm not saying anything against that child, because none of it is that child's fault when I say that, but you never stopped hearing about that child. And after all, that was their fault in the first place. That wasn't that Andrew Godson's parents' fault. They didn't know anything about him even going there. So in their case, they weren't even at fault. Just because he was 14 years of age doesn't make it okay, though. That's what annoys me. They were going out time and time again, going out on the lash, as Stella would call it, and leaving them there.
Yeah.
They did that several times, they did that. And that is a load of bollocks anyway. I don't even believe that happened like it did anyway. But
No, I think they're guilty. They're guilty of something.
I think they're guilty of something. I'm convinced of that, and I have been all along. I don't trust those two, and I haven't done from the start. I know that my own bloody instinct tells me that they're not good people. They're not very good people themselves. I know they're not. That woman wouldn't be. I agree with other people there. They've agreed with me that if she was so innocent and being cooperative with the police, why would she refuse to answer so many questions? It wasn't as though it was one or two trivial questions. She refused to answer about over 40 questions if you look it up. That's just that mother alone.
Yeah.
And you're going to tell me that they're so innocent, Wendy? No, you're talking a load of bollocks, Wendy, because they're not. They're not so innocent. Let's be honest, they're not so innocent, are they?
No.
Yeah, they're party people. People go to the club or just rave, innit? And dance with them.
Situation, really, you know. When, no disrespect to that child, and I'm not saying, when I say that, I don't mean anything against
No,
that
I know you
child
don't,
anyway,
no.
but it annoys me, really, though, the way those two have been made out to be, oh, poor, what's his name, poor Jerry and all this and that, and yet anyone else, you know, they haven't treated other people with all this kind of respect and kindness and everything else, these people. Most of them haven't, most people haven't done. And after all, whose fault is it anyway? They kept doing that time and time again. They didn't do that once and made an error of judgment, which is bad fucking judgment. You know, they did that time and time again. And for no other reason, only to go out on the fucking lash.
Own selfishness, yeah.
And that's debatable, that even happened like that. Did that happen like that? Why would you spend 45 minutes, I think it was, before you'd go out and look for that child? That is very fucking fishy. You'd go out immediately looking
Well,
for
no.
it, wouldn't you? Why would you spend all that time? Yes, that to get
There
their
is person
story
would,
straight.
yeah.
To get their story straight, they thought they had to.
Most normal people would,
Why
yeah.
was there specks of blood behind the couch? Now, when you have a nosebleed, I know your nose you can spray a bit, the blood, but why wouldn't you have a plausible explanation to why there was bits of blood on the wall? There's so many things, really, I think. I tell you, I think what happened, really, is the same as that bloke does on there, one of those blokes, that Richard E. Hall, that other bloke. But they were out at the time. She bloody was medicated on bloody Calpol. They probably gave her quite a bit. She got up half drowsy
hear it
looking
anyway,
for
won't
them and fucking knocked herself or something. Hurt
That's not
herself
very loud,
or
it's
something
recording.
because she was fucking drowsy and fucking died, and they thought, oh bloody hell, what are we going to do now? I think that's more the bloody point. Or there's something satanic involved there with that child.
Oh, they were guilty of something,
So
basically, yeah.
there's some satanic thing going on there. I know people are going to say, oh, they could be making it up anyway. They could just be making it up. Or they could be liars, people would say. I know what Wendy or somebody would say. That they're probably just liars anyway. And automatically she would say that.
Oh, no, she would, yeah.
She'd automatically say that, though, Wendy. that there's some satanic thing involved in that, and that they had her back in sacrifice virtually.
Junior.
Well, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? He's a New World Order puppet anyway. And he's been done for fucking being on the child thingy bob register, having no end of indecent images. But I notice they don't tell you that on the telly at the time, do they? Didn't tell you that.
No.
They would do with anyone else, but they didn't with Mr. Jerry, wonderful Mr. Jerry McCann, I noticed. No. Let's face it, they're a pair of crooks, those two, really as good as. They call them the Max Scams, don't they? Some people do. They're a pair of crooks, virtually, aren't they, those two? Pair of liars, either way. They're definitely lying about a number of things, I think, whatever the case. Whether they killed her accidentally or whatever the case.
Yeah, or murdered her, yeah.
I think they're liars more than they've made out to be. Certainly economical with the truth, those two, I think, without a doubt. And why would you do that if you were so innocent? But still, innocent people wouldn't need to keep lying all the time. Unless you're covering up for somebody else or you're covering up something. Why would you need to keep lying about something then? There's only somebody who's fucking a liar that would do that. I know that would be the last thing that I would do if that was me. Fucking well, be uncooperative with the police, but still, that would be the last thing I'd do. But still, there you go. If Daniel actually had gone missing that time, do you actually think that I would have been uncooperative with the police?
Well, no, the average person would,
I would have told them
they?
everything I could that was possible. That would be the last thing that I'll bloody do. And he's an adult, never mind a child. That is why I say they're liars. They're liars. They're not telling it like it really was. I think they're liars. A pair of them, I think. I think they're liars. That Wendy's fucking thick, isn't she?
Well, she is.
Thick. She can't even...
And I'm on YouTube on her.
Still believes that those two are completely
She's more thick in a different way.
They've got to be thick, haven't they? They can't be very intelligent. If they still think that those two are so innocent of everything, they've got to be more stupid than I thought. That's about as believable as O.J. Simpson never had any hand in his wife and boyfriend being killed. You know, that he was bloody innocent, but how the hell that man got... Well, I do know how he got away with it, I think. Because he was a rich, well-known black man. He wasn't a poor, unknown black man, was he, I suppose? I wonder if that had been the same result then, same outcome. I doubt very much. The same as a bird agreed with me. That wouldn't have been the same outcome then, would it? If he was an unknown poor black man, he would have been on back in death row, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
In Florida, O.J. Simpson. I mean, even that smirk at the end of it, it wasn't even a smile because he was acquitted. It was more like a smirk when you look at it. It's like a virtual smirk, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Much just to say, I've got away with it kind of thing, the look on his face. Yeah. And I said the same as the bird at the time. If he'd been an unknown poor black man, he'd never have got away with that, would he? I doubt very much if he'd have got away with that.
Yeah.
Doubt very much if he would have done. Doubt it.
Yeah.
No, I agree. They shouldn't have got away with that. That was wrong. He shouldn't have got away with that in his case. There are some people on death row that have been found to be innocent after that have been black. That have been bloody virtually executed before they've been cleared. Or have been even in some cases where they believe they're virtually innocent.
Yeah.
I think that man, he's virtually smirking at the time as well. Yeah. Virtually smirking. I couldn't understand that either. No. Yeah. Oh, nice those leopard thing shirts. They were a bit bigger. I wouldn't mind one myself. It was a bit big around the top.
Yeah, I think something always at your
Yeah.
size.
No.
I know.
Wouldn't fit my boobs and that round the top in my case.
Them lot are nasty. They're beyond nasty. They're just as bad as him.
She's very thin and it's very thin and small.
That TJC you got on
She
now.
could get in very small sizes anyway. You know.
Yeah.
For example,
She's not even like that Ellis even. She's very thin in her case.
Yeah.
No, it's what's his name, isn't it?
Oh yeah, so I still got
Yeah.
Jim's TV on. Yeah.
with a backpack on to get near number 10.
No, some of the nicest things are just bloody bit small sizes sometimes for some people a bit.
Trust me, them buildings get
Unless they're very kind of big for their size really, they wouldn't quite fit some people around the bust and that. Some things don't fit me at the, you know, round there. I can't do things up. I can get in smaller sizes in some stretchy things round my waist, even though it's not as small as it could be, for other reasons as well.
Yeah.
I can get in smaller sizes, funnily enough, round there sometimes than I can at the top. Yeah, strangely enough sometimes.
that's a back mark.
Especially if something's stretchy I can, quite stretchy material, I can get in smaller sizes sometimes in. Like that black skirt I bought from there. It is quite big for its size, it's quite stretchy. I can get in that quite easily, those skirts.
Yeah, I mean some things are, you know,
'cause they're quite
stretchy, perhaps
for
fit a
their
number of
size, as
people.
she said at the time. Even for their size, they're still quite stretchy, those skirts.
When they're on stage,
Yeah. Some things are not always that big for their size, are they? They're quite narrowish for their size even, some things can be. Shame that they haven't got them in a bit bigger size. I know, they're quite nice, especially those plain emerald green ones I had on a while ago, weeks ago. Those plain emerald green ones and those pink ones, they're quite nice them as well. Smart as well as quite nice, you know, the colour was nice as well. Mine one of those emerald green ones if they'd been a bit bigger. Probably wouldn't be able to get in that size quite at the top. Probably been a bit too small for me at the top. They'd been a bit bigger size, I wouldn't have minded one of them myself. Or one of those leopard ones are not bad. If they'd been a bit slightly bit bigger size like they do some things of hers, I wouldn't have minded one of them myself actually, one of them.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't be able to get in that one, they'd probably be a bit too tight round the bust. Some women's case, they might have got half loose back, but they haven't got a very big bust in their case, perhaps.
Maybe you can spell it like that.
Or very big even round their back.
Like Stephen.
No.
I haven't got big shoulders in my case, or very big arms, but I
Yeah.
haven't got big shoulders like Deborah has, or big feet, or big hands like and wrists like she has. She's got big arms in her case as well.
Even if she did, even if she did.
I haven't got big arms in my case. I mean, I'm not big boned really, so
No.
I'm like you and Daniel. I'm
All
not
people
actually
are
big
a bit
boned in
stocky,
my-
no. I agree.
No, it's other people agreed. Stella agreed. I'm not big.
Something,
boned.
you know, big
She's
boned
not
and not
big
that, and
boned,
big,
really.
are slim, some
No,
of
she's
them are.
not big boned really either. That's why I said years ago when she was a bit bigger. I said she's not that big, most of her either. The legs were a bit on the biggish side years ago, a bit, only a bit even then. Not quite as big as some women's even then. She hasn't got that big arms though, that's what I said. Parts of her, I know she's thinner anyway than she used to be, but she hasn't got that big arms or anything like that even then.
No.
Can be just parts of some people in some people's case that are a bit big. I can't see some people aren't that big myself, but like that woman on there last night, she's bigger than some women, but then she's still in proportion though. She's not out of
Nah,
proportion,
still a
that
bit
woman that was
big
on
bone,
there
isn't
last
she?
night.
Some of her a bit of
Yeah,
back on
she's
that.
also big bone though, that woman. But I said that was on there, that somebody Fox woman, Emily Fox or whatever her name was.
Yeah, seen her there at least once before on the other channel.
She's not big in some places and not in others really. Like a massive backside and bloody skinny body like Kylie Minogue
Nah.
has. Like a big backside and not a very much else meat on her. No
Needles,
bust or
yeah.
anything hardly or anything on her. She's quite big all over. And her face is not that slim. She's quite big per se. Some women's case, they're bloody sort of big in parts, aren't they? Really?
Yeah.
That's what I said to her, John. I said, that's slim, Deborah's case. She's quite big, I said, parts of her. But Barney agreed she's quite big parts of her. As he agreed, her shoulders and arms are big for a start. And feet, that's what I said. I said her shoulders and arms are big for a start. Yeah, I've got that nice green one that came the other day, that nice green one.
Oh, yeah, handbag, that's right.
Oh, on split pay, you know. Yeah, paid half of it now. Yeah. The blush one's quite a nice colour, it's sort of pinky beige, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not as nice as the green though, is it? It's
Ah.
not a nice colour in a way, because it's not quite pink and not quite beige.
Ah, a bit
in
kind
way,
of chalk
isn't it?
brownish a bit,
Yeah,
beige,
quite a nice
yeah.
colour in a way, isn't it? Still quite a nice colour, that. Unnice colour, that. Not quite pink and not quite beige really entirely, isn't it? Still think the green one's a bit nicer overall, though, like you. Overall, it's still a bit nicer, isn't it? Not a lot in it, really, I don't think. I agree with you. I wouldn't say there's a lot in it, really. Not really, would you? I
Ah.
wouldn't say there's a lot in it. No. Oh, my foot's gone funny there.
Yeah, pins and needles a minute
I
ago,
wouldn't say
yeah.
there's a lot in it, really, even then. Probably getting on for 2 now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Probably finished in a minute.
I thought too much longer than that thing.
Oh, free gift, I know, I got a free scarf, that's right. With that, yeah, that's right. Free scarf and that. Yeah, it's nice that green particularly. Yeah, I agree with that woman there. Particularly nice that green, yeah. Jazz, looking like your lovely green
It's
eyes,
lovely.
Jazz.
Darling
Your
Jazz.
lovely eyes are lovely green, aren't they? Your eyes are green, aren't they, Jazz? Your eyes are. Jazzy's lovely eyes. Oh, bless her. Jazzy's eyes are green, aren't they? Oh, my beautiful girl. I do love you, Jazz. I'll give you some water.
Oh, she's darling.
I do love you. I love the bones off you, really. I know. No, I love those creatures. Lovely creatures, really. Their arrogance makes me laugh at times. Arrogance they can have at times. I'm not liking them though, most of them. They're hard to dislike, most of them, really. But Otto's lovely, isn't he? Lovely creature. Find it hard to think he'd be that nasty.
Yeah, I do.
Teddy, bless him. He's sweet, bless him. Poor old Teddy. Oh. He's up in heaven now, Jazz, isn't he, with Jesus, poor old Teddy. Oh, bless him. Why can't cats be around bloody as long as people, poor cats? They were as long as people, I know, bless them. Poor cats. No, they should be around for ages, shouldn't they, Jazz? A lot longer than that. Poor cats. No, lovely cats. Aren't they, Jazz? No, I know. Even Charlotte likes him. That's silly Charlotte. She's not on, at least on Albert mode on that one. What she does. That's silly Charlotte.
Yeah, you say, everybody. Albert mode there.
People, you wouldn't like her, would you, Jazz? Like people being nasty to us, would you? No. I know, darling. I know. She's lovely. No. Don't know how people can like them as much as dogs, some people.
Ah,
Houses me really.
yeah, that's right.
Those cats are lovely.
Yeah.
They're treated alright. Most of them are lovely really. Horrible most cats, even then. I know, she's kissing my hand, look, me saying that.
Oh.
She kissed my hand along when I said that. Bless her, I know. She's not lovely, but I mean nasty really. I know. Very affectionate creature really. She likes a lot of affection from people, don't you? I know, darling. Love you really as well, I know. I know you love us really in your own way, don't you? No, very affectionate creature, aren't you? Aren't you, Jazz? Very affectionate. I know you are, very affectionate, really. I know. Don't hear poor cats killing children, do you, Jazz? Savaging and nearly fucking killing children or killing them. How many cats do you hear that kill children for a start? So some of them are superior dying even there. Not that dying, I mean dying sparks. She didn't like cats one. I thought, well, some of them are superior dying even there. I don't mean the other dying in Bank Street.
No.
She's never said that anyway, that she didn't like cats. Never said that even before she didn't like cats. I think she perhaps likes them all the more since she had one, but she never said she didn't like them even then. Well, that surprises me. No, some people even say that really, but I can't see how people can't like them as much as dogs myself, but I find that hard to understand in a way.
I
I
do.
don't like them at all really, I find that hard to understand. Perfect emerald green bag for May birthdays, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Pat's colour and that. Pat don't seem to like green though, like me. I've never seen her wear it really. Don't seem to she likes green that much, Pat.
Oh, not need to wear anyway.
No, she
No.
used to like blue particularly, like many or that, or white, you know, other colours really. Never really seen her wear green, I don't think, or anything green. Oh no! She's doing that face again.
Yeah.
Cranks probably wouldn't like it. No, she probably wouldn't like it. No, she probably wouldn't like it, would she, Cranks? Oh no, don't want that one. I want that other one. I don't want that green one. Cranks, don't be dull. Because something about electric once and she missed the button. No, some silly things.
Yeah, I mean, green can happen anyway.
She's wearing green or something.
You can't stop colours existing, could you? You wouldn't go out. You wouldn't go out anywhere where there wasn't any green around then.
Your bloody electric's going to go up the green or a power cut. That's going to happen whatever colour you're wearing in there. Don't be dark, Eileen. Eileen, don't be dark.
Yeah.
So not being funny, Eileen, that's a coincidence though, isn't it? You could be wearing any colour at the time. So what's going to happen? Because you're wearing green, of course, isn't it? You've got green trousers on now, so if that bloody, we have a power cut in a minute, that's going to be partly, or down to the fact you've got green trousers on or something, it calls it like. How's that going to be the case? Because you've got green trousers on. Don't be daft, Eileen. Probably affects a number of other people as well, wouldn't it, if you had a power cut? That's not just going to affect us, is it? Don't be daft. They could be wearing all sorts of colours, other people at the time. Bloody red or blue or any colour. Eileen, don't be daft. No, it's a silly idea. You know, Jeffrey can understand that. A bit of thing about green rings and that, he said. I said, why though? You know, this funny thing about green. It's bloody lucky colour, luckiest colour in Ireland. That's some, you know, who say that about green
They believe
anyway.
it's lucky, I know.
Yeah. What could possibly be that about green anyway? Just a colour at the end of the day.
The tendencies of a rapist, you talk about raping kids. My juniors.
It's not even overbearing, is it? Most green either. Let's be honest. You know, too much red if you're wearing it too much all the time could be a bit overpowering. Certain colours too much of it at once all the time. I can't see how most shades of that are even what you could call overpowering even really. I can't really see that. Can't see that really. No, I can't see that. Buttery soft, it's lovely or something. Yeah, they are very soft. But then they often they're anyway very soft, that vegan leather. It's very soft, that vegan leather, some of it. Does feel very soft, some of that. Read other people there, some of it does feel very soft. At least no animals been killed for them either, have they? At least no animals been killed for them or killed for them. Use the rest of them. It's got no animal involved with it. At least that's only, you know, non-bloody, at least there's non-leather in them. And that's probably why they're so popular actually these days, because they're not, that's probably why they are popular with a number of people. Not everybody who buys them is going to be vegan necessarily or vegetarian, are they? Perhaps not all going to be vegan that buy them or vegetarian. They perhaps rather still a bit contradictory, some people. Or even eat some of the food, won't they, but still eat meat and things. Just maybe eat it less, you know, than they used to. A bit contradictory, some people are. I mean, Hattie's not actually vegetarian even. Vegetarian, I've heard her saying she ate fish and chips recently and that. But she's not actually vegetarian even, not vegan. Bit contradictory there, isn't she, really? Imagine somehow that she would be in a way, you know, in some ways. Bit contradictory in that case a bit though. I think it's also because they sell well though, you know. There's a market for things like that a bit more these days also as well, I think. Yeah, I think it's also that as well. Not totally silly there, you know, in their case. No. Not saying it's all about that, but
the one thing that I don't do is take pleasure out of seeing someone.
Not saying that makes anyone silly, you know, for saying that.
A lot of people say that that's my weakness, actually, it's my
Thinking
strength.
that, but
My strength. I've no desire to destroy other people's families, and I've no desire to destroy individuals. My only desire is to stop those
You've got to take the other way,
Somebody, bloody hell. Buying such things for people for Christmas already, bloody hell. I heard about doing it early Christmas shopping, but it's only April yet. Bloody hell, quite that soon though. Bloody hell. Well, it's no harm in it, I suppose, if you want to do that. If you've got the money to do that and you want to do that, I suppose, but those zebra ones, yeah, quite cute, aren't they, in a way? Zebras on there,
if you want animals there, I've just zebra ones,
I've had those zebras, the blue
Nice and smaller ones
better
even.
than the maroony one. The blue one's probably nicer in the way than the other one. Well, the other one's, I don't know, it's just as nice probably, the other one. Overall, I suppose. Probably just as nice, but
She says that's fine.
yeah.
So far, she hasn't.
You're getting one, are you?
I've got enough bloody power on my thing. I did turn it off, I think, so to save the power. I thought I did, but still may not have conked out anyway. It's still.
I hope you got some power still on there.
May have done. Conked out.
I just find it bizarre. There's so many people want to
Bring it now, are you?
Yeah.
go around brandishing people.
No, I can't remote, so I can't get any power on there actually.